was watching part of the Bob's Burgers. I was watching King of the Hill the other night, seeing it.
Yeah.
Or it was last night, and Bob's Burgers came up. So I was like,
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to Fridays with Friends. We've got our oh good, it's muted. I was waiting for the one on my other computer to be very loud and disrespectful. And I was like, I'm talking. Do I mute? What do I do? And I was like, oh, it wasn't loud. Okay, great. Hi guys, welcome to Fridays with Friends. We've got Tony, Shining Hawk Healing, our great friend Sienna Rose, Metaphysical, my two sisters in, what do I want to call y'all? Sisters in Tarot, sisters in Oracle, sisters in Reiki, sisters in everything. Here with us tonight, we are going to boogie, oogie, oogie, and have a great time. It is Friday. What a long effing week, y'all. God, no.
It feels, it's only been a week, but it feels like it's been a month.
Yeah.
Uncle Jesus.
August is definitely crazy.
Help us. It has been disrespectfully long. I have been in my feels. I do not like. Sorry, I'm a Libra. Libras, we do not like feeling emotions. That's just not what we do. And I've been in my feels.
Nope.
I am relatively like, I seem like this on camera because, you know, I'm doing it to verify hype. But in my real life, I'm like, just pretty even keel. I've had like 4 panic attacks this week. I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, no.
Like this Lion's Gate was supposed to be the portal. And I'm like, is it the portal to hell? What is going on?
Oh my God. And then on Instagram and stuff, I keep seeing posts like, oh, this is the month, this is the season where you really grow and things get better. And I'm like,
waiting.
Okay, when?
I'm waiting.
Or it's like, am I doing something wrong? Do I not deserve things to get better? Like, I don't know.
It's been, and there are not enough cereal bowls that don't have cereal, nor enough liquor.
There's not enough wine and weed to fix it.
Like, ooh, Black Buddha.
Yes. That's crazy. Like today I was telling Adrian that I did my first in-person Reiki session since before pandemic, and it was so amazing.
Good.
Oh my God, it was so great. It was so great to be back in the seat again and feeling that energy and moving it around and manipulating, and oh man, it was awesome.
Did you do it in your home or did you go somewhere?
In my home.
I am like, I have I have all of my in-person Reiki stuff that I've had for years. It's sitting in, like y'all know, this whole side to me that y'all can't see off camera is the closet. And the table and all the sheets and the like padding and everything's in there. And I keep looking at it. I'm like, if I got rid of this mother sucker, I could put so much more stuff in here, right? But part of me is like, Adrian, one day you're going to want to do this in person again, right? And then it's like CDC says we're going to get rid of all the mandates and the monkeypox and the polios and the encephalitis and the big scarlet toe.
Isn't there another one? There's something called Salway or something Wobway, or I don't know what it is. It's supposed to be some kind of new virus that's out. It's crazy. If anybody in the chat knows what it is, it's like, what the heck is that?
I'm just like, and I'm like, you know, maybe I won't open my home up to Reiki in person.
I really want a little shop. I want a little shop. I want to be able to do Reiki. I want to have yoga and meditation and teas
and place all my bowls and gongs.
Yes. Someplace do the music and all that stuff. Just like I see it and it feels like I can almost touch it, but
yes,
every time I reach out for it, it kind of dissolves away and goes, oh, wah, wah, wah.
I get that. I feel very similarly.
Even like when I moved here, I had interviewed at two yoga studios in this place that has salts. I'm just gonna say that because if I say any more, you'll know what I'm talking about. That was in the DMV. And like it was so weird because like getting like, okay, we're gonna hire, bring you on and you can do the sound. And then like they all ghosted me. And I was like literally right as I'm getting ready to sign like paperwork. I'm
Weird.
like, that's weird. And then I kid you not though, like 30 days later, COVID broke out. I was like, that was spirit. That was spirit.
Yep.
That was spirit. Because
didn't want you to get it.
It. Keeping you safe.
That was spirit. And by that time I had already was doing YouTube anyway. So I was just like, okay, thank you.
See, that's the side braid that I want to put in my hair. The braids that you have, Sienna. I want to put those in my hair.
Yes.
Oh, like these little ones.
So cute.
It kept my hair out of my face today.
Thanks to you two lovely ladies. I picked out my hair color. It'll be here hopefully before I have to go out of town. But it's a violet. It's a red. It's please hold. Tony, what are you doing? What's on your channel this week?
I guess I'm doing Reiki again. Nothing. I've still got family, so I'm kind of keeping a low profile because the gang, they just got back, so they just got back from the beach. So I'm expecting some loud booms, some bangs.
Hey, like
Mom.
She hit me. No, I didn't.
She looked at me. She breathed on me.
She breathed. Go sit down somewhere. I saw your video on Tuesday.
Oh, you did.
You're like,
that video was all about the Mr. T man. But I don't talk about him on my channel because I'm not giving him any energy at all. But the whole video was about, as soon as I saw the first card, I was like, this is about him. And I just like, it was for the collective. So I kept it in the collective sphere, but it was all about him. And I was like, oh God, this guy, how is he still in this conversation?
I'm flushing documents. What an idiot.
Somebody said something.
You know what, though? All the stuff that's happening now, like the raid at whatever the hell that place is called, Mar-a-Lago, all of that, like a bunch of readers were seeing this like 3 years ago, and it's finally happening.
It's finally happening.
So I'm like cool with that. I don't read on that stuff anymore, but I'm cool with like getting the popcorn and reading people's comments and posts.
I was cracking up. Somebody was like, I saw it on the TikTok, because y'all know how I decompress after work before we start our Friday streams, is I just binge TikTok for like an hour. And so one of the guys was like, we knew he was stupid, but really we know he's stupid because Mar-a-Lago has 28 fireplaces, but yet he flushed all of the documents. Why not put them in a fireplace? And I was like,
and that totally will destroy them. Unlike flushing, where I don't know,
just gets backed up in a
okay. And then and then
had been one of us, we'd already be under the jail by now. So it's like, this guy's got some magic, something magical about him that just defies all the odds.
It's the power of stupidity, I guess. I don't know. The universe is like, I don't even know what to do with that one.
Or it's God protects babies and fools.
Mm-hmm. True.
Or did you guys see, I saw it on Reddit, but a plane flew over Mar-a-Lago with a banner, and the banner just said, ha, ha, ha. Yeah. I love that. I thought that is the pettiest shit that I live for.
Speaking of petty, Sienna, do we have an update on the man who threw the Molotov cocktail through
I have not looked that up yet, but I'm now tonight after the stream, I'm gonna look it up and see, because it's been about a week now. So right? So I know. I've been thinking about that story. I've just been too busy to look at the news. I have to see an update on Man Meats. That's still the most horrible name for a restaurant, but whatever. Man Meats and the Molotov. That sounds like a band. Man Meats and the Molotov.
Tony, you're muted.
I was gonna say man meats is like McDonald's in India. Every was it an Indian restaurant?
Yeah, it's Indian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like McDonald's on every corner. You bring it here, it's like, what? So what about that guy who tried to shoot up the FBI office in Cincinnati with a nail gun, first of all? I thought, I was like, that's...
He'll accidentally fix something.
About that, falling off. No pun intended. Was that his last social media post? Was he's like, okay, guys, I'm about to go in, and if you don't hear from me, you knows what happened. We're like, yes, they shot your ass. That's what happened. You dumb dummity dumb. You lost your whole life over a nail gun, my guy. A nail gun, my guy.
Well, he had an AR-15 as well. I think he was trying to like shoot a hole in the window. It's the FBI. You don't think they have a fortress around them?
Like
the windows are penetrable. What's going on with you? It's like, what the heck? A nail gun. And then I guess he was going to shoot him up once he got inside, but you taking on the FBI by yourself, wow, what a fool's errand. Well, this guy was totally...
He's worse than man meats.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was man meats.
On a scale of man meats to guy trying to shoot up the FBI, how bad is your idea?
Molotov cocktail nail gun.
Invading Moscow in the winter.
Molotov is like kind of dumb idea. Nail gun is real bad, right?
Real dumb. That is like unfixably stupid because he died. So
okay. I've had a couple man meat ideas this week, though. I gotta be honest. Had a couple man meats ideas this week, so I fell into the spectrum, stupid spectrum. Sienna, in all seriousness, I know you started a new series. What can we find on your channel? Tell us about the series you started.
Okay, so the series is called Let's Learn a Mantra, because lately I've been really into learning mantras and singing and doing that as a form of meditation and worship, and it helps me to feel good and calm down and manifest things. So basically in this series, I'll be picking mantras from various different spiritualities. So the one we just recently did is the Green Tara mantra. I think that one is from Buddhism. And it calls on, it's Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. And it calls on Mother Tara to come in and help relieve your suffering, help relieve your fears. There's something else, I can't remember what Ture means, but it's in the video.
She's tied to the medicine Buddha as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have an app for you. I will send it to you.
Okay.
It has all of the mantras, how to sing them, what they mean. So that may help you in your research.
That would be really helpful. Because I really liked that one. That one was she's like a goddess of compassion. She's she's just really comforting and really good. It was nice because I spend a few minutes of the video explaining the mantra. We go through what it is, and then we break it down line by line, what it means, and then we spend about 5 minutes. It's about a 5-minute meditation where I sing the mantra, and whoever's watching the video can join, or they can just chill out, relax. But I really enjoyed that one. I got the idea after Tony, when you were doing the prayers for healing on your channel, and I did one where I did the Mula mantra. That one, I had so much fun with that I'm like, I have to make a series out of this.
Tony, you're muted again.
I was like, that's really beautiful. It was so beautiful. And you have a beautiful voice too. So I was it was really nice. Awesome.
Very, very, very beautiful. It's called the Buddha chant, by the way. I can't send it to you because the app is acting like an asshole. But
I can always look it up.
It's called the Buddha chant. It's this guy right here. Absolutely beautiful. And people are, you know, you can hear them singing it. It's just, I recommend it. You don't even have to be Buddhist. Anybody in the chat who's it really, and you can set how many times you want to do the chant. It really will help transcend your, especially if you struggle with meditation and focusing on something single pointed for a prescribed amount of time. This app is amazing. So Buddha chant. There you go.
I'm gonna look that up. So after the stream, okay, I'm actually gonna write this down. After the stream tonight, we're gonna look up Buddha chant and man meats. I don't know if I want that in my search history, but you know what? That's okay. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
mean, who knows what's going to come up if you put man meats in there in your search engine.
That's what the clear history button is for.
That's also what incognito is for.
Yeah, that's what DuckDuckGo browser is for.
Yeah.
They don't track anything.
Johnny put the link to Sienna's mantra video in the chat. Thank you so much for doing that, Johnny.
Hey, Jenny.
Thank you. Also, hello.
I got nothing going on other than if you want to buy products, book a reading, or just have a good giggle, go over to redlentilhealing.com. I am going to put somebody on the spot though. ACN, have you used your, I don't remember which one you purchased, but you did purchase one of the, God, I hate my brain right now. I forgot my product. If you used it, can you tell people in the chat if it was worth it? One of the ritual baths. I just don't remember which one you bought.
Oh, right.
Ooh, right.
Well, I use these with when I did Reiki today. Oh my goodness, the room smells so awesome. And then I also use this meditation oil, whilst doing the Reiki, and it was amazing. I loved it.
I'm making more
Get
candles.
these products because they actually just, my husband came in the room. He was like, wow, it smells so good in here. And the person I was working on, she was like, what is that? I said, I'll have her send you some. I'll have her send you some.
Jesus juice. I'm just kidding. It's not Jesus juice. Let's get into
wine.
That would be wine. Remember when Michael, okay, I mean, one more digression.
Water.
Michael Jackson was like, when they first rated like Neverland, like back, when he did the Michael Bashir interview, and that everyone's like, oh, Michael, you shouldn't have done that. And he was like, well, just give the kids a little bit of Jesus juice. Like,
I just get them drunk a little bit. They love it.
Oh no!
And it's not funny. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to.
It's not funny.
It's just so absurd.
It's just bad. It's like, oh, don't say that.
I was to the point where it was so bad to the point where I was like, oh wow, can I listen to his music anymore?
Michael, don't do it. Don't say it, Michael. Don't say it. Don't say it.
And most of the stuff went down when I was still a kid, and so I just was like, oh, I guess we're not listening to him. I don't know.
I need him to start with the man in the mirror. That's what I needed.
That's why he wrote it.
Okay, but we have to remember, he was acquitted, so we have to, disclaimer. Okay. I want to start off with technology. There is a new study that says that using this guy right here actually makes us smarter because it frees up our brain to remember and focus on more important things. So it's causing us to use less memory space so that memory space can now be used for other things. Mind you, this is in direct contradiction to studies that have been going on forever saying that cell phones make us stupid. The waves make us stupid. We no longer have to memorize anything, fend for ourselves, think, because it's all right here. So I want to know who's right. Pro cell phone makes you stupid or cell phone don't make you stupid. It actually makes you smarter. Which one? Who's going to win this debate? I'm just curious if Spirit can help us. The cell phones make you smarter or they make you dumber? Thank you all 112 of you guys for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. Thanks to the moderators for being here to help moderate. I enjoy seeing all of your names pop up. I know it's been a long week, so I hope this weekend treats all of us stupendously because we need it. Well, Sienna, what you get?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of answer this is. I don't know how well it answers the question, but what I just got is that it depends on what you're doing with the cell phone.
Okay.
I have here with this page of wands, it's like there could be something to this study, on the study where it's like cell phones, you know, help make you smarter, it frees up part of your brain. I feel like that was actually quite a small study, or it didn't have as much funding as all of the other ones that we know of. But there could be something to it. But I'm also getting it's like what you do with the cell phone. Because I also just get like reading text, reading articles. We can read National Geographic and learn about the world, or we can read whatever BuzzFeed article that Grandma Susan posted and is, you know, you know, with, well, something it does. I mean, okay, I have here 9 of Cups. It can sort of free us up a little bit to, I guess, to multitask. But there's also something here about like social connections. I gotta turn down my volume. I'm echoing. Hang on. There we go. There's also something here that I'm just getting about social connections, and it's like you're able to, like I'm just being shown like me sitting at my table here, being able to talk to you guys, which is helping the other viewers from everywhere else in the world who are watching. Yeah. And we basically just do that through our cell phones or through our computers, but a lot of us record and watch on our phones. I also have something about, I don't really know how this is going to sound, but something about like more room for creativity, where you're not using that brain power to like remember everything, or you can work on something but use a picture on your phone for reference instead of having to like do it from memory or having to go back. And, you know, I mean, I guess you could just use books, but if you don't have the, you know, your phone has, you have all of the internet at your fingertips. You have endless information at your fingertips. So it kind of allows you some space to, or some time maybe to like, yeah, keep working on creative projects. I keep seeing like a painter just switching to her phone just to look at the reference picture instead of having to constantly like be flipping through books and catalogs and things. Yeah. Yeah. My last card, I have 8 of Wands. It's like we have to still watch that we don't let too much sort of go through our fingertips. It is important to remember something. And like I'm especially getting like certain phone numbers. It's important. But the stuff that really matters, you're already going to remember. So I don't know. I guess it just depends on what you do with the cell phone.
Till you get old and then you can't remember anything. So.
Or you're like my dad, who is like calling, hey, how do I take a screenshot? How do I pushed a button on my keyboard and now it's floating on my screen. How do I fix that? I love my dad. That's why I wrote him.
I know. It's kind of, I don't know. I get burdensome. That's at the heart of the matter. It's like, I don't know.
I get it though.
The Wheel of Fortune. That's crossing it is, you know, having all that information, having to corral all that information into one little thing like this. That's the whole process. And then temperance is really needed. It depends on how much you use your phone. I mean, like I'm always getting called out called out by my family because I never answer my phone because it's always on silent. Because I don't know why, but there's stuff, stuff that you can learn. It helps us get over, all around the world. It helps us communicate with people around the world, but it's just burdensome. So, and worrisome at times. It's like, get off the phone. Everybody, I walk my dog in the morning and there's always this woman who has these two little pugs and she's on her phone constantly every time. The dogs are walking her. She's not walking the dogs, right? So when you walk a dog, you want to have a communication going on with the dog so that you can train the dogs to do certain things, right? And it helps with their training. It helps with, the energy that flows between you and your dog. But when you're on your phone all the time, it really just cuts you off from life. So
now that you mention that, I kind of wonder that about. I keep seeing, and it's none of my business, obviously, but like there's a neighbor across the street that she does a similar thing, except it's with her baby in the stroller, and she's just always on her phone pushing the stroller.
It's hard.
Yeah.
But you got to be in contact with the collective. It's really, it's nowadays, that's just the way it is. We have to do it because that's the way life works now. We have to figure out how to do that. And it's, it's a great thing. People love their phones. I mean, I love my phone. I love inanimate objects, I guess. But you got to be healthy for yourself. You have to pick and choose the times that you want to, just lose, like if you want to TikTok it out or or you want to have some time to sort of contemplate things and the unknown. So I don't know. I tend to think that cell phone use can make you stupid if you let it, but then that's with everything, like I said, that temperance, you got to really just, temper yourself.
I get. Okay, it doesn't tell me yes or no for either. So that tells me that cell phones in general, maybe kind of like Sienna, it's what you make of it, or this technology is just busted and we should all stay away from it altogether. I don't know. Take it for what it's worth. But there's moving forward with giving and receiving of time, money, information. I'm sorry. Does it make you smart? Side. Slowly over time, you'll be able to give and receive information that can kind of help give you a broader perspective with the world card. However, there is some judgment, so you got to make sure that you are consuming the right information, but it kind of helps foster something close. So it does create this closeness. The world does not seem so far away. Learning does not seem so distant when everybody has the technology at their finger. Okay, well, most people now have technology at their fingertips. Doesn't make you dumber. Hierophant with the King of Pentacles. Here's this nostalgia. Six of Cups. Page of Cups with this emotional news and the 10 of Swords, lost, betrayal. I actually think what it's telling me is that for children, it actually may not be, since the Six of Cups is at the center of the reading. For children, it may actually make them dumber. It's harder for them to hold on and retain information, especially when the information, who that information is coming from. What are they consuming with the Hierophant? So for older people, it may help, but for children, it may not.
I didn't even think about children and teenagers when I was pulling cards. I was just, adults. Go figure. Like that's got to have some kind of effect on a growing brain.
Because it's not forcing them to remember. We've remembered what we need to remember. Our brains are developed, essentially. I don't know,
Yeah.
some days I challenge that notion with myself. But, you know, our brains are developed versus children are not. So what impact is that making on a brain that's developing and their ability to remember, retain, and store information?
They can remember a TikTok dance, but not their zip code.
Basically, they don't know their home phone number, but they can give you you better know that dance better than as good as you know your homework. So there's that. I'm gonna do okay. So I kind of want to do a non-serious. I just want to kind of be messy for 14 nanoseconds since we're talking about technology, things you can get on technology. I'm gonna go to social media. Y'all, poor Pete Davidson. I heard he proposed to him. She told him, I guess she told him no since they broke up. He claims that so Pete Davidson has said since his breakup with Kim Kardashian, which was announced like Sunday or Monday or something like that, that he's in therapy. He is in trauma therapy, to be more specific, because Kanye was a big old fat nasty bully and used social media to torment him. Since this allegation, Kanye has gone through and kind of scrubbed his Instagram. It's real just typical.
I was gonna say, I remember one of his posts was like, "Rest in peace." You know, gave him the nickname. Mm-hmm.
It was, now, mind you, their relationship was all of 9 months old or something like that, so it wasn't like they had a whole bunch of time.
Yeah.
But you know, again, this goes to Kardashian women, that curse that they make their men go crazy. Yes, Tony.
So he got a chance to see what Kanye did, right? How he went through it. And then all the other sisters and what they did to their men and how men were, you know, treated in the sphere. What was your first clue that you needed to get out? Why didn't you know before you went into that situation that it wasn't going to end well?
I think he just saw her big butt.
Didn't she get her implants taken out?
She probably still has some kind of a butt, though.
I'm 100% convinced that Kris Jenner sits there with a teacup and just stirs the teacup as they bring the boyfriends home to meet mom. She just sits there and stirs the tea with a little teacup, and then somebody in the background's like, "Get out!" I'm solely convinced.
Get out. That's funny.
So I just have a couple of things I want to look at with Mr. Pete, because he's been radio silent. There's no social media, nothing. He's like, I gotta get this hoodoo off me. Jesus, Uncle Jesus, help me. So
right, he should have been nope. He should have said nope in the beginning. That's when it, and run away, Pete. You seemed like a guy who just, you know,
Live and learn, I guess.
He just falls into things, and it's like he's like that character on SNL is like Shy Ronnie or something.
Oh, Pete. So can he heal, guys? Is healing in the cards for him? Will he be able to heal from this trauma, or will he carry around a little bit of Kanye West PTSD?
First one I got was 5 of Cups and Linda drinking the whole damn bottle. But it's not all bad. I got so many cups. I got all cups. And one major arcana. All right.
My cards do not want to read on this guy. They keep falling all over.
I didn't really do a particular spread. I just put cards down, but I got literally all cups. He's really in his feelings right now. And like I said, we got this 5 of Cups. He is suffering right now. Yeah. And, you know, obviously, we don't know exactly what he went through in that relationship. We don't know how she treated him behind the scenes. We don't know what other people were saying and doing. And, you know, we don't know what his mental health was like during that time. But I feel like he's got a lot of depression right now. 2 of Cups, his friends were telling him to get out and, like, saying, like, you're going to get in trouble. Like, this is not going to end well. That's what I'm really picking up. His friends were really trying to look out for him. I wonder if at first he thought maybe they were jealous, so he didn't listen to them. And now he's like, oh, now I get it. But these friends are still there for him.
That's good.
So
I was going to ask that.
It's good that he actually, I really pick up, he has people who genuinely care and not just like celebrity friends where it's like they're just using you. It's like he has real friends.
Okay.
And it might only be like one or two of them. I pick up there's like two of them, but they care. And that is going to help him, because I have Knight of Cups. He's going to realize that he is still like worthy of love. He still deserves love, and that he's still a desirable person. Just because it didn't work out with those two, and maybe just because his past relationships maybe didn't work out, doesn't mean that he's unlovable. Like, there's always going to be somebody out there who sees him for who he is and really genuinely will have that care and compassion. 9 of Cups. I think healing will come. It might take a while, because when I do timing with major arcana, cups are one of the longer suits. Like, for example, wands, for me, wands are days, swords are weeks, cups are months, pentacles are years. This could take at least 9 months or more for the healing. And I think there's going to be like stuff that he's going to have to heal from and forgive again and again. There's going to be stuff that's going to come up when he thought he was over it. There's going to be something like in the next couple of years that might trigger him. I have the Lovers, though. This one gives, I don't know really anything about this guy. I don't have much of an opinion on him, but this one makes me think that he will find the right person. First of all, he'll realize that for himself, he is the right person. Because before you find the right person, you got to remember that you are the right person. So he's going to remember that. I think that he's going to find love with himself. And then I think that somebody else will come in, and it'll be like, oh, it's okay that all this other stuff didn't work out. I have what I'm looking for. I think he's going to be okay, but it is going to take some time.
Yes. I'm sorry. I don't need to laugh. It's not funny. What'd you get, Tony?
I get that he did have to do this retreat. He had to go inside, get quiet, figure out what's going on with my life. Because the sort of truth was slapping him in the face, and he had to get out.
It just wasn't working.
Judgment and fighting and bickering and arguing and all that stuff, misunderstandings. But he was strong enough to break away from it before they totally destroyed him. Now he's sort of looking for what's next. He's looking for pulling his life together, finding out what is right for him. Finding out what he is all about. And he, I can't say he should have done that before, because he's young. You have to go through things before you figure out what things are really all about. And he's
like
doing
28 or 29, isn't he? He's young.
I was like, isn't that young? That mother sucker's almost my age. That's not young.
You're young. Are you kidding me? But he had Kanye in the mix. Kanye was in the mix, but hold on, Pete. It's coming. The better emotions are coming. I get the sun for him in the final card. His purpose, this overwhelming thing that happened for him. It was like what is it? What do you call it? You just go through, and it's like a tidal wave. It just washes over you. The celebrity and all the scrutiny that you get when you're with the Kardashians, but he still has strength, and he figured out what was really going on for him. He figured out what to do, which was get out.
Get out. I'm telling you, Chris sits there with a little teacup. And the spoon is she just stirs it. Every boy that walks through that door, she just stirs that spoon.
You're gonna go through some things.
Yo, come on. Y'all, this woman took him for his pride, his heart, and his money. I'm sorry. He is 3 of Swords. He is in the gutter right now, emotionally. Heartbreak, loss, betrayal. He really thought how do I put this? not that he was like, oh, she's my forever and like we're gonna get married, but he really thought that she was gonna be committed to something other than the brand that is Kardashian. He gave a lot of himself to her. He was actually fully present in the relationship. She was Kim.
Man eater.
Man eater. I mean, again, he was buying her gifts. She showed up twice, or what she did to him twice with the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. She took his money and took his pride, took his heart. Which is funny because she got more money than him. But anyway, took him. I mean, that's just so sad. You know, because he wanted to. It may not be, you know, he's giving her lump sums of money, but trying to keep up with her, trying to, you know, go to the Met Gala. That costs money to, you know, to keep those appearances, to look, to do. And so that was hard. That was financial. It wasn't just emotionally, but it was financially tough on him too. Outcome card, that was a death card. Actually, major change. This was a good wake up call for him. I bet you if he does have another celebrity relationship, she's going to be real low on the totem pole, or they will not live in Los Angeles, or it's going to be something very, very different. It's going to look very different. This was a wake up call for him. What's really hard is that I think when he goes through the healing, first thing he's going to realize is that she triggered some things in his root chakra that were not completely balanced. There may have been mommy issues, daddy issues, something that chasing the relationship fulfilled something that he may not have had in his childhood or may not have had access to. And he's going to have to really rebuild that. She was not the one. She wasn't the one to tell your deepest, darkest secrets to. She wasn't the one that was going to hold you in the reverence and the light that you needed. Not saying she was incapable of doing it, not saying she's whatever. It's just that's not who he needed to heal and to hold that root chakra. Go ahead, Tony.
I'm wondering if she just used him as a, you know, it's like
that's what I'm trying to not say.
A rebound guy, a rebound thing.
Yeah.
To do this to Kanye because he and Kanye were friends.
Oh.
That makes it so much worse. But you know what? I wonder if this is going to trigger some kind of spiritual awakening for him.
It will, because he's going to get the balance. Once he gets through this, like I said, his next relationships are going to look very, 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 very different. The death card for the outcome is for a reason. He's going to look different. This was not, she may have temporarily taken the pride, but this is going to be a step up for him. There were things, hopefully, that he needed to see, needed to work through, that he will. So I had a question, follow-up question. Is this somebody gonna take Kanye and just pull him aside? Because I actually wrote this specific question. Please hold. Will this finally be the catalyst for someone to intervene with Kanye? Pete is going to therapy. He's very public. Kanye bullied me. He cyberbullied me into having a nervous breakdown.
Oh, especially if they used to be friends. That's even more traumatizing.
And the fact that you have to go
can he even take him to court and say you were harassing me online?
And the fact that Kanye deleted everything tells me that Kanye knows that he's behind his grass. That
his lawyer probably said, "Dude."
And there's still ways you can delete stuff, but they will still find it
there because this was he forgets he's a megastar.
Oh,
people were.
Yeah.
Screenshotting. By the way, children, please don't forget that everything you put on Twitter is kept permanently in the Library of Congress. So tweets never get deleted. So just know that. But is this going to be the catalyst for somebody to pull Kanye's side and whisper in his ear? Because the moment he deleted those posts, to me, that was, he admitted he was guilty.
So I have 4 of Cups. And for the time being, it's like Kanye, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He feels like he won. He feels like he's got the upper hand. Oh, I got to him. He's in therapy. I'm stronger. I won. But next I have 10 of Pentacles. I wonder if there is a threat of like a lawsuit or what do they call it? Defamation or just harassment or whatever.
bullying,
It's
cyberbullying.
when it comes to the money, it could be a legal team or something being like, look, you might have to shell out this much in restitution. Now I have King of Cups in this deck. It's like now he's suffering. Now he will regret it. Right now he doesn't care, but in the future he will regret it. Because it's going to have to do with his money. Someone's going to tell him, you are going to lose money over this. Yeah. You're going to lose clout over this. You're going to become a meme over this, and not in a good way.
Or possibly go to jail, because I'm wondering too if Pete can prove some type of malicious intent and it caused some type of physical harm or damage. I don't know. Could that be some kind of criminal charges?
I don't know.
I see
one of y'all lawyers in the chat to tell us.
I see that there is a storm brewing. He was trying to hold on to his family, right? He's trying to hold on to his family and his kids and all the things that he thinks that belong to him. That was him. He was using his celebrity and power to bully Pete about that. And I think it will go to court. I think there's a possibility that he could be stopped in his tracks, because there's a change coming, Mr. Kanye. This may have been you in the past, but here comes Mr. Pete. Pistol Pete's coming out. He's coming out. He's going to get a celebration. These two cards were in Pete's reading. So there's an action that's going to happen. Somebody's going to have to just sort of retreat a little bit to find some answers about what's going on. The hopes and fears is that a happy family may get back together. I think maybe, do you think Kanye wants to get back with Kim? I think they're going to end up, here's the lovers in the final card. So I don't know if they deserve each other.
Or is it kind of like, I can't have her, so you can't either?
All of the above, I think. And when Sienna was doing the first reading on the last question, something she said made me go, oh, they're going to get back together. This was all just they're going to end up getting back together. She's going to take him back or something.
Because she can't handle all those kids by herself. Well, like she does handle them. She got nannies up the wazoo.
Yeah, I was going to say, she probably doesn't even barely see them. They're probably calling the nanny's mom.
There is, I hate to say this, but Big Papa gonna have to come off some coin. King of Pentacles. The challenge, though, is that for me, when the strength is challenged, it's the antithesis of the strength. He's guilty of sin, a sin. He deleted those messages for a reason. He is going to be in a world of hurt. And here's the problem. Not only just speedy communication, but digital. All of these files are digital. And there's going to be an action, a quick action, because at the base is the Knight of Lord Jesus trial. Try that again. Page of Wands, sorry. And at the crown is the 8 of Wands. So the speedy communication, also digital. Cover educational facilities. So it hasn't come up to online crimes. Thank you, Johnny, for that clarification. There's digital records. So this is going to be hard to fight. And he's going to get 4 cups. There's an offer. There's something that he's going to have to do that he does not like. He's going to have to retreat, take a loss, take this. He's going to take this one on the chin with the 4 of Swords.
He might have to actually apologize publicly. I think that'll hurt his pride more than a fine ever would.
Here's the part that grates my ass hair. The outcome card is the Queen of Cups. This to me was Kim, because she showed up in Pete's reading. So I think Kim may make him apologize, or Kim will be the triangle, the catalyst for something for Kanye. She may even be the one who goes, bro, really? She may be the only person actually. Oh, okay. Spirit's telling me to say it. She may be the only person at this point who can actually get through to him. Used to be his mom. Now it's going to probably be Kim. Like Tony said, they can have each other.
Yeah,
They really deserve each other, I think.
they
I
really
think they're
do.
two cut out of the same cloth. I think they really deserve each other. So they should get back together. Save us all a lot of trouble.
So, and then we can just be bored with other news in the news cycle because they both break my anus hairs. Okay.
And quit her.
Speaking of,
Melinda.
so has anybody in the chat or have either of you heard of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, NOAA?
Yes.
I had never heard of them. Didn't even know they existed. I was like, okay. There's an official science of the science oceanographers. Can I join? Is that like a club or is it like a CIA and FBI kind of thing where you have to have credentials? Because I would totally join if this is like a little group thing.
Sounds cool.
Sounds kick-ass, right? So explorers have discovered a series of perfectly aligned holes. So they're perfect in space between each other. So it's like looks like a grid, and they're all almost the same exact size. So these perfectly aligned holes that were punched into the seafloor, and we're talking 1.6 miles down. So we're talking almost as deep as the Titanic sank, very, very far down beneath the ocean surface. NOAA is like, we have no idea. It could be some aliens down at the bottom. It could be like some little sea critter that was like poinky, and playing ping pong on we call it pogo sticks on the ocean floor.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, SpongeBob and Patrick.
SpongeBob and Patrick were down there digging holes, trying to find gold. We don't know, but NOAA is like, we have no idea. So they asked the public for suggestions on what the public thinks it could be. We are public. What do we think?
Aliens.
This could be? What caused these holes? I'll put a link to the article in the chat so you guys can go see exactly how these holes look. They are perfectly symmetrical, perfectly aligned. It does not look like a sea critter did it. It looks like, think of it as the crop circles for the ocean. Is how they look.
We have a sea critter gang tagging its territory.
Do crop circles last week?
We did. So okay. So what can Spirit tell us, Tara tell us? What caused these seafloor crop circles? If I get one more circle-esque thing in this reading, I swear to God.
I know I have the world, and it's like a big round pizza on this card.
It's like Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. It's like circles. Okay. What'd you get in Sienna?
It's more than one thing. I got the Lovers. I'm getting that. I don't think these more than one thing. I don't think they're all related either. So first I have the Lovers. I'm getting like it's like I don't know what you call a school of fish, but the other sea creatures, I don't know, like a family of them or something, there's some that must burrow into the sand, trying to find a place to live or a place to hide. And that's maybe what started the holes. But then we also have 5 of Swords here, and I'm just getting like conflict over territory. Mm-hmm. And that could have been like making the holes bigger. But then I have the World and I have the Chariot, and part of it maybe is natural because I kept seeing like I keep getting the word vent and like something coming up out of these holes, like venting it. I don't know what it is. It could be hot air or gas. It could just be more water or something. And I have the Tower. Like I was getting with the World, Chariot, and Tower, it's something natural, but it could have to do with the tectonic plates. Maybe that's what's keeping them open. It doesn't explain what's making them symmetrical, but I just get it's a couple of different things. That's not very specific. I don't know if that helps.
I think that's why NOAA is
creatures fighting over territory, maybe some like tectonic plate activity, some kind of like natural vent coming up through the holes. Maybe that's keeping them open, keeping them big. I'm not sure, but that's what I got.
Nobody
I
knows.
just
That's why
it's aliens. I think it's aliens. you got water, overwhelming water. I dropped one. There's some kind of communication that's I don't know. Get it? Communication. Wow. I just think it's aliens, man, and it's about survival of for some reason. And like you said, it's more than one thing. So two things come together to create this. Two or more things come together to create this. Oh gosh. Aliens coming out of the sky. Here they come. Coming for you.
It's too funny.
I don't know. I think it's aliens. I think it's probably, I hear from like different people on YouTube about the whole alien thing. It's like, yeah, they have, like underwater things, like, they come up out of the water somehow. Maybe this is what that is. Maybe those are the legs for the ship or whatever that sort of go into the ground or maybe
they look like subway grapes. It's very small, lined up. I can't explain it whole. So they're not big. They're very small.
Oh, okay.
Perfectly looks like a grid. Perfectly. It looks like somebody dropped a grid and it left an imprint on the seafloor. It's very specific looking. That's what they're like.
Maybe it is a crop circle under the water. That sounds as good as any other explanation.
I mean, the aliens picked a spot with like tectonic plate activity, and they're like, "Oh, here's a good spot. There's energy here." Or something. I don't know.
I get the communication card as well. Forgive me. And strength. I also got a lot of the same. I got a lot of the same story that Sienna got, which is it's multiple things. I like Lucky Girl's answers. Alien fiber optic cable that holds holes in it to get them better internet connection. Because that's what it looks like. It's very specific where you're like, how'd that get there? I also get a bit of what Sienna gets. Wheel of Fortune, Two of Pentacles, the Three of Swords. This was multiple things running away from an attack, possibly, because there was some imbalance and some potential loss or threat to their environment with the Knight of Swords charging in. And so I also get the Hierophant reversed too, which is interesting. So having to get everything they need to be successful instead of already having what they need. So I think this was whatever this is. It could be like a, hey, this is the communication and the strength could be like a, hey, whatever little sea creatures, this is the best way to prevent this type of attack going forward. Just burrow down into the sand type of thing. But only other critters of like mine would know what the hell that was. So therefore, or at least for now, so the other predators won't know that that's their little way to hide from the asses. I don't know. None of us know. We are no closer to knowing. That's why Noah had to put out the call for help, because they asses don't know. We don't know. Shit,
Noah don't know. Noah don't know.
Noah don't know. Noah don't. I was really hoping we would get the answer, but we don't have it. That's okay. I like space aliens, Tony. Or not space aliens. Sea aliens. I like your answer. So that's what we're going to stick with. So for those in the chat who are like me, millennials, or excuse me, geriatric millennials, we're not having kids. A little expensive. We're broke, student loan debt, can't afford kids. So we get the next best thing, which is a puppy. They're also expensive and a lot of, but
Also expensive. They eat a lot.
Yeah. Eat a lot, poop a lot, whatever.
So basically like a kid.
It's a kid. It's really a kid that doesn't talk back, which actually kind of hurts in the long run because it can't tell you what's wrong. But anyway, that's beside the point. That's beside the point. That's beside the point. Spoken truly like somebody who has never procreated. So to keep up with the trend of millennials not having kids in particular, this is really who this is targeted for. A lot of companies are now getting what's called paternity leave, maternity leave, paternity leave, you know. With this paternity leave, it is going to allow, instead of having to take a sick day or having to take vacation time, if you got to take your homestead kid, your furry kid to the vet, take your, you know, to be able to go if you need to leave early to go drop off puppy at daycare, they're going to just code and give you paternity leave time, certain amount of hours added to your incentive package. This is a wildly popular now. So I'm wondering, will this take on? Will more companies adopt a paternity leave plan as part of their benefits package? Because a lot of people, and not just millennials, but even Gen X, people who have not been able to have kids for various reasons, either chosen not to or physically cannot have kids, their pets have become their children. And not in a creepy way, but just, I can't have children. I'm not maybe able to financially afford adoption. I'm in a place where I can adopt. So right now we're going to have a puppy. We're going to have a dog. And this has been wildly popular for certain companies. Will this take off? They've been able to not only attract, but also retain talent, younger talent. Well, that's interesting. Well,
I think it depends on the industry and the workplace, because I have 9 of Pentacles. We even have a kitty sitting on the Pentacles. This is Mr. Business. He's the crazy, he's the cat that belongs to the crazy aunt on the show. If there's something to do with, companies will go for it if they can afford it, one, if it will be profitable.
Yeah.
Because if they just, I don't know, like if they're already allowing like paid vacation time or whatever, it's like, yeah, sure, let's just include this. The companies that can afford it, I think, might do it. I have the Fool card. It is kind of a brand new idea. And I think that some workplaces are watching others and going, okay, well, is that working for them? Are they getting more people drawn to them instead of us? Should we maybe try that and we can attract more staff or whatever? And then I have 3 of Swords. Some companies will not go for this because I'm getting that there's going to be some people saying that it's not fair. There's going to be some workers who don't have children or pets. And it's like, well, okay, so Joan is allowed to take the afternoon off to go, go do whatever, something for a dog, drop him off at the groomers. But I'm the one taking her shifts now and I'm like overworked and whatever. So some people are going to be salty about it because they don't have kids or pets and they're going to be the ones stuck working for those who are on that paw rental leave or whatever.
But mind you, I got to sit at my desk 8 straight hours, but chain smoking Charlie can go out every goddamn 15 minutes and go get his cigarette. How is that fair? Okay, I'm sorry.
It isn't. But it's that same energy though, where it's like, okay, well, that's fair to you, but that's not fair to me. I have Queen of Wands. Some companies are going to be very creative about this. And I was getting something about creative wording where it's like they will maybe allow it, but it's not going to be as much leave as, say, vacation leave or paid mental health days or paid sick days. It might, for some companies, it might just be a couple days out of the year where that's allowed. But I do have the Death card as like the final one as the result, where it's like maybe newer companies, younger companies might be more likely to go for this if they're trying to attract the whole millennial, Gen Z, or whoever employees. And then, I have 9 of Cups. For the people who have pets, this is great. Because they, don't have to worry about taking time off to take their puppy to the vet or to obedience training or to the groomers or whatever. But I think it's going to just depend on the company and the industry where it will take off. Because there's some industries where they really don't want you taking days off at all. And there's some where it's fine. There's always going to be someone to cover. But some jobs where you're like on skeleton crew and you can't afford to take a day off or else the whole thing falls apart, they might not go for it, but maybe some other companies will. That's what I got.
Tony.
Well, here's the dog owner who, has to put their emotions in a cup and put the lid on it because there's no, you just can't get home to walk the dog or take the dog to, I got to take the dog to a groomer. Okay, why don't you do that on Saturday? If you don't work on Saturday. So that's the thing. But the mysterious part is that some people will abuse this thing. They will abuse it. And a lot of people will be upset about it. It's just overflowing emotional crap about it. If you're worried about your dog, maybe you need a different job. I don't know. Maybe you need to hire a dog babysitter. It's called a dog sitter.
Or maybe you just don't need a dog. I hate to be that person, but
but I think they will try to do something to it won't be enough. It won't be what these people necessarily want, but you will get something. It's just, the powers that be will wield the sword in whatever direction they need to. So it's just left up to them. And, this is a new thing. So yes, some of it will catch on. And the sword of truth is that it's just going to be another thing that we have to fight over. Sad, but true.
I get a resounding hell no. This will not take on. It starts off with the Seven of Wands. Need I say more? It's not really going to pick up. It's going to cause too much imbalance at the crown with the queen. I'm sorry. The child, you were looking at the card. It told you the name of the card on the card, and your brain still can't process this.
It's been a hard week.
It's been a hard week. It's going to cause too much instability, too much imbalance, because then there are so many people, there are people who immediately roll their eyes when you say my child and you equate that to a pet to child.
I'm guilty of that.
Sensitive.
I'm guilty of rolling my eyes at people who think fur babies. As a pet.
It is going to cause a lot of trauma. And I'm going to play devil's advocate, though, with this. I'm neither here nor there. I'm like, it's your pet, do whatever. I more can't stand when you take your grown-ass dog to a grocery store or like a restaurant indoors. That's just kind of like not everybody wants to fuck with animals like that. However, as a person who cannot give birth, I can understand the trauma of not being able to have a kid and wanting to have something to take care of. And that should be for them in their minds, that is equally important. That is their kid, because they do not have a biological kid that came from them and are not wanting to or in a place to adopt. I'm not going to judge. I mean, judge you may or may not them. I can take that part of my brain, compartmentalize and kind of understand it, but it is going to trigger. So that's the imbalance. It's not an actual work imbalance because there's a cup underneath that at the base. It is an emotional imbalance. It's going to piss off way too many people. So it's just not going to take off. It's dead in the here and now before it even goes. In the emotions, major change with the death card, holding on in the environment with the Four of Pentacles. And my outcome card was the same card that Tony got with the Queen of Swords. The powers that be are going to hold the rule. So I think no. It's the same reason why they haven't gotten rid of smoke breaks, but a lot of companies, if you are a smoker, your health insurance and stuff like that is very, very different. You got to pay the smoker's tax. It's their way of kind of getting back at them because you're hurting us financially. It's going to be kind of like that. Like they're just like, oh, hell no. That's one more thing that we are just not going to do. It's going to be like very rich, tech savvy companies that may adopt that and be careful because, everybody was like, oh, okay, I gotta be careful how I say this. Google is the place to be. But you also have to think about the fact that if they feed you all 3 meals, you've got your dry cleaners and all this stuff on campus, do you get to go home?
No, that's wow, that shit is there because they can't leave.
And some companies let you bring your dog to work. And
Yep.
I'm all for that. That's good.
I'm not. I turned down a job for that reason.
Really?
This dude, oh yeah. I'm sorry. I have this. I think this is where the colored in me comes in. I have a very hard, fast rule about where dogs should be and how dogs. I'm sorry. That's where the other side of me comes in. That's your pet. That is your pet. And this dog was eating off the counters and, jumping up on people and leaving dog hair everywhere. And I'm like, this is supposed to be a service dog, but you're letting him run through. No, absolutely not. That is
no.
disgusting.
If workplaces, if you're not allowed to bring your child to work with you, why is someone else allowed to bring their pet? Unless it is a trained, proper service animal. I could see companies making allowances for service animals, but not regular pets. And like I got in my reading, it's going to depend on the company.
Yeah. I sure as hell did. The best thing that could have ever happened was like, hey, come look at the campus. And I walked in, I was like, I smell dogs. And sure enough, there's 3 little Fidos running around and they're barking and people. I was like, this is fucking chaotic. No, I can't deal. Sorry. Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Well, and I was just thinking, like, I've noticed a lot more workplaces, I don't know, maybe in my area, just because like a few months ago, I was applying for different jobs and looking at all their requirements and all their stuff. And quite a bunch of them actually do not allow smoke breaks anymore. And when I work childcare, you are not allowed to be a smoker. Like, if you are, you keep that at home. You're not allowed to smoke on your break. You're not allowed to go out and do that at all. So it's like, why do pet owners get all those same allowances? Like, why should they? Unless it's a service animal that needs training or needs care, because that's really important.
That's important. And you can't go up and start petting a service animal because you will get.
And a service animal is not a pet. It's a service animal.
Yeah, like, it's a worker.
They're a pet, but they're also a resource. Like,
they're on the job.
Yes.
Tribal woman. That reminds me, I went to the mall on Saturday to go pick up some skincare products. And again, this was, I didn't see the little service doggy flap on his little badass. You smelled it before you heard the commotion. And I've never seen a dog walk and poop so confidently the way this little thing did. And unfortunately, it was runny.
Oh no!
And when they caught it, it was like
he probably thought it was just a tooth.
And everybody's just like, oh, and screaming. And I'm just like, this is exactly why. And it wasn't a small little dog. This was a dog on a leash that was almost golden retriever size. Again, there was no service animal insignia on him. And it smelled pretty awful. And we were on top of all these restaurants. And I'm like, if you're trying to eat and then you smell that, that's not pleasant.
Well, and that's not even safe because, well, I don't know if people can get diseases from animal poop. Probably. But I know other animals can get worms. They can get all kinds of parasites from another animal's poop. And it's, not fair to the owner who has to now deal with the vet bills and the worms just because someone else was irresponsible and brought their dog out when it was sick.
I'm just saying. As soon as you said that, made me think of the mall last week, and I did a 180 and was like, I'm gonna go in another direction.
I would probably leave so fast.
Oh my God, everybody was just like, oh God, I was like, yeah. She was embarrassed, as she should have been, for letting little Fido leave a stream of his special needs all over the floor. Our last question.
Oh, and then I feel bad for the worker who has to clean that up because the owner sure as hell won't.
The tribal woman, she said she's going to quit first. I'm not cleaning that up.
She tried to clean it up. She tried to put the consistency was not something that could be cleaned up like that. So I just was like,
dump sawdust on it and then shovel it up.
knew that little mother sucker was. That was not a that wasn't a warning shot. You knew that you. Okay, I'm not going to go there. Anyway, our last and final question. So, Sunday began the Lions Gate portal. So, I'm sorry, it started the end of July, carried through August, but 8/8 was the peak of the Lions Gate portal. It's all about time for breaking free, cutting loose anything that doesn't serve us, that prevent us from being our higher self. What does society say? What does society? Let's try this again. I swear to God, I'm either going to drink or just go to sleep after this to get my brains together. Well, what does spirit say? We as a society should cut loose.
Should what?
What's no longer should cut loose? What is no longer serving us?
Because we know what that dog cut loose, and I don't want all of society doing that everywhere.
I love you.
Just gotta lighten things up a little bit.
That poor little dog cut loose. Yes, he did.
I mean, it wasn't like the dog's fault. I mean, if he were able to feel bad, he probably would have. He probably thought it was just a fart.
He did.
But the owner should have maybe known, oh, my dog isn't feeling well this morning. I should leave him at home. Or I shouldn't feed him my scraps from the table at the restaurant or whatever.
I gave him 5 too many treats. So, that's got to come back out somehow. Somehow. I can still smell it, y'all. It's stuck in my nose.
Oh, no.
Ew.
It was bad. What do we need to cut from us, break free from as a society?
Oh. Wow. Oh, I got some interesting one. Okay, first I have King of Pentacles. There's something here. Now, I mean, the guy on this card does not symbolize this at all, but usually King of Pentacles, greed. Society needs to let that shit go. You can't have everything and more all the time whenever you want it. And this is just a generalist. This is not directed at anyone in particular. This is for everyone, including myself. You can't, and you can't take what is not yours from someone else. I also have, though, with King of Pentacles, okay, a lot of people are worrying about money. And it's something about letting money rule your life. We have to let that go. It's hard, and that's easier said than done because money is part of the game. We also have to let go. Now, this is literally telling me a lot of people, we have to let go of the fear of death. We have to let go of the idea of death being a permanent, that's it, there's nothing else after. Some people, that causes them a lot of fear and a lot of sadness because they think their loved one is gone forever when that is not at all the case. The body, the body, you're not getting that back. You won't even want that back after you've been dead long enough. Let that go. And let go of the fear of change. Let go of the fear of change. Let go of, there's a lot of stuff that's controlling us that does not serve us with this emperor. It's like, let go. And it could be like letting go of societal expectations of, oh, you're this age, you should have already been married, you should have a career, you should have already had kids, or, oh, you're this age, you're too old for that, you wasted your time, too late. That's not true. And then my last one is Page of Wands, thinking that we are just small and tiny and insignificant. That is also not true. We are, in the grand scheme of things in the universe, we're teeny tiny. We're like little bugs on like a great big tree, if you want to think of it that way. You ever see what the Earth looks like compared to the sun, and then compared to like, what is the other star, Betelgeuse, compared to, or whatever it is, compared to like other red giants and stuff, and we're like a teeny little speck. That doesn't mean that we don't matter. We still matter. People gotta let that go, thinking that, oh, I'm so small and unimportant. You're still important. Just don't get too like in your own head about it. That's all I got.
I got that we have to look at the ego and
Ego shit has been kicking my butt.
and manipulating people. This is, well, we got, the last 7 years, we had this on overdrive. This was like, tenfold of ego and manipulation, which, puts us in this shadow place. So these, I don't even need to pull up other cards. This is what we need to look at, is our ego and the fact that we have that feeling like we can control other people, manipulate other people into doing our bidding, no matter what. If we break the law, doesn't matter. Just do what you want to do. If I have the money and I'm super rich, I'm going to do what I want to do. Ego and manipulation. Ego and manipulation. Okay, I'm done.
Cannot make this up. I literally got exactly a combination of both of you. 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. This over-reliance of money, greed. How do we share, give money? Those who, and what's funny is you've got the 9 of Pentacles in the center. You've got the charity at one end of the far extreme, and then you've got being left out at the other far extreme, right? Uh-huh. This over-reliance, over-dependence on money, this imbalance when it comes to how we perceive, receive, and quantify the importance of money. We've got to fix that. That's an imbalance, big, big imbalance. And ego, because this is driven, this drives this, and this drives this. They are interconnected in a lot of ways.
I think the ego drives all the stuff that's come up.
Yeah.
So... I was about to sing a song. It was the old song. Shoot. Okay. That means I don't need to sing it. I'm going to spare your ears. With that, thank you guys so much for hanging in there with us tonight. I really appreciate it. Next week, we will be on Tony's channel next Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Standard Time, Daylight Time, whatever.
Pacific
Daylight.
Standard. Pacific Daylight. Pacific.
Pacific Daylight
I swear
Time.
I have not been drinking.
7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, 5:30 Mountain Time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We will see you guys then. Y'all be kind to yourself. It's been very, very, very tough energetically this week. So please rest where you need to. You see, the three of us are tongue-tied, so just hang in there. Take care of yourselves, guys. We will see you next week. Bye.